HHS. I'm Mason Savage.
And I'm Ian McNamara. Here's your news for today.
The Hamburg Lions will take on the Camden Fairview Cardinals tonight. Everyone who attends the game must wear their mask and social distance 6 feet at all times.
If you do not abide by the rules, you'll be asked to leave. The only time masks can be off is when you are eating or drinking.
Be sure to wear your Hawaiian theme to the game tonight as we slay the Cardinals.
Go Lions, beat the Cardinals.
Huh?
Why do we tell actors to break a leg?
Why?
Because every play has a cast.
Lunch we're having mushroom and Swiss burger, cheese pizza, Italian sausage pizza, pepperoni pizza, fajita marinated chicken, cheeseburger, BBQ rib sandwich, ham and turkey, cheese salad, turkey and cheese pinwheel, and peach parfait with granola.
I would like to wish a happy birthday to Payson Moore.
I want to tell y'all what 9/11 means to me. Even though I was born a year after it, 9/11 was a time where a lot of people lost their lives. And it's a time that changed America. It brought us closer together because we had something so terrible happen to us. And, you know, it's hard because so many people lost so much. It was more than losing lives. We lost a sense of innocence in America, and it's hard. But, you know, it's a reminder that we have to come together and not apart whenever difficult things happen. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mason Savage. I'm here to tell you what 9/11 means to me. 9/11 was a rough time for everybody in America. We all had this the planes came through, and it was all a big tragedy throughout everything. So many people lost their lives. It was a date made in history. Thank you.
What does 9/11 mean to you?
I think we all learned from 9/11 that Americans can come back from anything.
I think of 9/11, I think about being in 8th grade, sitting in choir, and our teacher rolling a big TV in and watching the news all day long. I actually saw the second tower fall live on TV, and I just remember us all being so scared and not knowing what was going on and what was going to happen, and it's something that I will never ever forget.
What does 9/11 mean to you?
Well, first of all, I will never forget 9/11. I was teaching kindergarten at the time at North Crossett Primary, sitting at my desk working because the students had activity at that time when we got the news. 9/11 to me, that's the day the world stood still, the day the United States of America stood still. It's the day that our freedom was ripped from us, and it's like the enemy came and just invaded our privacy, invaded our peacefulness, invaded our safety and security, and ripped so many things from us. You know, I don't have memories of things like the Vietnam War and D-Day and things like that because of my age, but 9/11 will be something that I will remember for the rest of my life.
What does 9/11 mean to you?
9/11 is a time where, in history, where time just stood still. And I still remember back in 2001 where I was at whenever 9/11 hit. I was actually in a library at a different school. And I just remember the panic, and I remember the prayers and praying and wondering where our country was going to go with, you know, all the terrorism and all the deaths. It was a real eerie feeling that day. And so 9/11 means to me, what that means to me is that it's just a place in history that I lived through and that I remember. And I, like so many other people, will never forget. We will never forget that day and just the horror of it. And so we have vowed as Americans, I think people who lived through it, to never forget.
What does 9/11 mean to you? So what it means to me is I think it's the first really major historical event that I was aware of. And like I can say that I kind of took a part of. I was in college, I was in my second year of college, and it's crazy because I went to class and our professor said, just go home, somebody has attacked the World Trade Center. And I remember being super afraid and kind of not knowing what to do. And a few months later, my friends started to get activated to go to Iraq when they declared war. This was a few months later in March of 2002. And so that is when it really started to affect me, because the people that I loved were being deployed because of that event. It's kind of crazy because since then, things that are similar have happened, and it's kind of prepared me to not be scared anymore. But it's also, there have been movies and TV shows, and I think that it's affected us historically. And as a history teacher, that makes a really big difference to me. And so look, I've told you guys this before, what's happening right now is historical, so be very aware of what's going on and what's happening around you, because it's kind of another big deal, September 11th.
But I am so grateful and so thankful to be able to share my remembrance of the fateful day 19 years ago. Now, when something happens to you that's traumatic, it sears an impression in your mind that you will never forget. I'll never forget where I was 19 years ago. Back then, I was teaching 8th grade English on the back side of the north side of the junior high, probably where it's still being taught today, perhaps. And back in those days, every classroom had an old box-like TV in the corner. Well, my TV did not work. So, as the news broke, I calmly walked my class across the hall to Miss Tannavale's class, and my class joined her class as we watched the fateful events that day. I'll never forget seeing the airplane hit the Twin Towers, the smoke plummeting from the top. You could hear the people's screams who were watching as the television crews were filming live. People were crying. They were confused and didn't know where to go. And I'll never forget what happened in that classroom. One of the students, I don't know if she was from my room or Miss Bales, kind of giggled because she didn't realize the enormity and the severity of the situation. And I looked at her with tears in my eyes and I said, "This is not funny. Do you see how serious this is? This is real. This is really happening right now." And I always like to say that good can come from bad. I'll never forget, as our country healed from that terrorist attack, almost every single American car just all of a sudden had a little flag sticker on it. And the patriotism in our country just seemed to swell and spread. And Americans were joined together as one. So I know too that whatever our country is going through right now, we can all come together as one, and we can get through this as proud Americans who love their country and we love each other. So that fateful day, 19 years ago, I was at school and perhaps teaching some of your parents. It could very well be. And we watched it together. And ultimately, almost all students, and for sure 2 teachers, were drowning in tears.
you.